And a good afternoon, Nick. How the heck are you?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm good. I got obviously some sad news this morning, but it just still can't believe that. Honestly, you're talking about Larry. I just can't believe that really is happening or did happen.
A terrific article, by you on the website. How would you describe why he was so much better than almost everybody that ever has played this game?
Well, because he was stronger than everyone, and he was quicker than probably everyone in his, as far as on the offensive line. And so I think he's just a freak. I mean, I think he's one of those guys that you would say in any era, he was just different. I think Wilt Chamberlain, Jim Brown, Shaquille O'Neal, Barry Sanders. I mean, I think they're just freaks of athletes that you just don't see all the time. And, for him to bench press like he did and then run like he did and he obviously was more than that. He knew how to block, he knew how to pull, he knew how to do those things that every offensive lineman should do, but he added so much brute strength to it. And he just didn't say anything. He just did his job and tried to kick people's ass. I mean, that's what he did.
We've heard a lot of, from Emmett, who made a video, and some of his former teammates have come out on social media. But for you, being around the Cowboys and covering Larry Allen, can you tell us a little bit about the man, the person that you got to see and be around?
Not really. I mean, to be honest with you, that's what he was. I mean, he was hard. I think what we knew about Larry is that we didn't know anything about Larry,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. And I don't know if forgive me, guys, I don't know if Brian's there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. And Brian, I know Brian's got some great stories and heard about that, but I think, I just think it was one of those things where for like the last 5 years of his career, we were all sort of talking, how long is this Hall of Fame speech going to be? That's what we were already talking about it. Like, he's going in, and when he does, how long? Is it a minute? Is it a minute and a half? And I think it went 16 minutes, and he had everyone cracking up laughing. It was like one of the biggest surprises of his entire career is that not only did he have a longer speech, but it was engaging. It was hilarious. It was, in true Larry Allen form. I mean, he talked about his first date with his wife and how he basically got some chicken in a 40. I mean, that's what it was, or something like that. But but it was really awesome. I thought he was going to say two things, spit like into his dip cup and laugh at himself nervously, and then just walk off. But it was a way more than that. But honestly, he kept to himself. I think some of the players knew him, better than others, but he was just larger than life, but such a great athlete that it was, I think he could have played other positions. I think he could have been one of the best power forwards of all time. He just could do it all.
Hey, Nick, you guys do such a great job on DallasCowboys.com with your Deep Blue series and things like that.
Thanks.
Where do you even start with Larry Allen?
Well, funny you say that. I mean, we did one 6-7 years ago, and the title of it started, it's called From Compton to Canton.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. That's what his story was. And here's a guy from Compton that made it to Canton. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, that's what it was. And so we went out there. I say I wasn't a part of that one. Probably for the best. Not sure I would have been great in Compton. Who knows? But I mean, it was great though, as far as, he actually opened up a lot there and we learned a lot about Hudson House. Hudson, offensive line, told the stories about, his draft story. And that's one thing I really like. And Tom Siskowski told this. And Brian, if you've said this already, I apologize. But
no, go ahead.
I love the story about how they kept leaving the war room and going back to another room. I guess it was Tom's office or probably Larry Lacewell's office at the time.
Yeah.
And going back and just saying, let's watch a little more tape of this guy. And they kept leaving with Hudson and going back and forth in the second round. Like, are we sure? Are we sure we want to take this guy? And every time they kept watching it, they would just see like Larry just, this one play where he's pulling and he's the running back's in the 20 yards down the field, and Larry's stride for stride knocking people off The only time you've ever seen it is the final play of Remember the Titans, where the quarterback miraculously is running with this guy and just keeps chucking people like that never happened.
Yeah.
But it was Sunshine was doing it. It was like backside Georgia reverse, like his life depended on it. He's over here running it. But Larry Allen's actually doing that, like in real life in a game. And they're like, you know what, let's do it. We're taking this guy. And I think it worked out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I was thinking it was something you did something with the Great Wall was something that you guys did. I thought that was the Larry Allen. I didn't know. I didn't remember about the one that from Compton that you guys did.
Yeah, NFL Network did that one where they really focused on. I think
the Great Wall was an NFL. You guys do such a hell of a job with those deep blues.
Yeah, it's good to be compared to them. I mean, for sure. But yeah, that one was Great Wall, and that focused a lot on Mark Tuinei and his wife there in Hawaii. We did one just on Larry, and it was it was really good because he was able to open things up. And and I remember another thing. I remember waking up after the draft, and you guys know this because you guys did the draft show. Some of y'all did. You wake up that next morning and you're just like, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
And I remember on Sunday morning getting this email, and I'm like, here's the list of the draft picks or the rookie free agents. And I'm like, I don't feel like working, but I'll let me check and see if there's any names I know. And it was like, 7 years ago, it was like Larry Allen Jr., Harvard. And I'm like, no, this can't be. And I got up and, asked the question. I was like, no, that's him. I'm like, well, it looks like I'm writing a story. It looks like I'm doing this because, it was such a fascinating thing. And he didn't make the team, and he really wasn't, he definitely wasn't his dad, and who
he was a little undersized,
undersized, and I remember Larry saying that in his speech. This is the smartest kid the smartest person I've ever met in my life, But just saying that, he just had so much love for his son. And that was awesome to see, because he just so quiet. Talk about a great wall. I mean, he had one up. But there were so many great plays and memories, and everyone talks about the Saints game where he ran the guy down, and that was amazing. But I remember the Super Bowl against the Steelers and the Super Bowl 30, first drive of the game that the Cowboys had the ball. He was on, playing right guard, I believe, and pulls to the left side and just knocks Greg Lloyd just completely out of the play and on the ground. And, Emmett went for about 20 yards, and it was just such a tone-setting play. Like, you guys are kind of kicking ass over here, but we're about to run you over, And, that's just what he was. It was just so awesome at it.
Nick Eatman, DallasCowboys.com, with a great job covering the passing of Larry Allen with you today here on your home of the Cowboys. The beat goes on, Nick. What are some of your bigger questions as we get into summer and head towards training camp with this team?
How much for CD? That's my biggest question. Does he go over? Does he go under? Does he hit right there with what Jefferson's getting? I mean, and when? I would think. I would hope to think sooner than later for CD. I think that's what they were waiting for, and I'm sure Jamar Chase is. There's some of that too, waiting for him. But I think this one with Jefferson, I don't think it's going to be too much longer. I would be surprised if it's not this week if he signs. It's just wonder how much he gets. But I think that would be a good start there for the Cowboys. Some positive news that they can get that done and get him kind of locked up. And but yeah, with any kind of mini camp, just getting a chance to see, what these guys do and what, the quarterbacks, how they throw it, how they catch it, how these linebackers are moving. I mean, not to steal Brian's term for the article he used to write for us, scout eye. I don't necessarily have that, and it helps you to have it when you're on the field, because we can see he catches the ball and he throws it well and all that. But, does the linebacker get where he needs to be? Is the guard moving right? Is his hands in the right spot? Those are things that are tough to see. But with 90 guys out there or close to it, it sure is fun to watch it and kind of see who's moving quick and smooth and all that. The biggest goal, don't get anybody hurt, but you definitely want to get a good evaluation. And I think, hopefully Micah and CD are there, and I think it'll be good to kind of get everyone, on the same field.
Hey, Nick, I'm going to put you on the spot here because you're talking about something with CD this week. Are the walls talking to you? Am I reading into that the right way?
I mean, yeah, they talk. There's been a book if these walls could talk, and sometimes they do.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm not saying that anything like it's going to happen tomorrow, but I mean,
But you are saying it's going to happen tomorrow, is what you're saying, right?
No, I think we'd be
Quick
silly.
nudge.
We'd be silly in our group and what we do and write articles if we don't have something ready. Because I just think that they've kind of been doing a little talking. They wanted one of the dominoes to fall. The big one fell. I mean, what else would we be waiting for here? And I think they want to get something done with him for sure. So I just feel like it's probably something that's going to happen.
Well, then take everybody to lunch tomorrow at .com, and then don't bring a iPad or your
laptop,
computer, and that thing will get signed tomorrow as you speak.
Yeah, he's speaking the truth. He's been there. We've been to so many of those where we were hanging out. Oh, let's just have a nice lunch. The next thing you know, oh man, this happened, or someone did pass away, or someone signed a deal or got cut. You're right. We did that. It definitely would happen. So.
Thank you so much, Nick.
All right.
Have a great week. We'll see you out there in Oxnard, sir.
Okay, sounds good.
There
See
he
you
goes.
guys.